welcome to this special broadcast on VNN Canada with me, Nivedna Prabhu. You might have questions regarding the tax season, and who better to answer this than DP Jain. DP Jain, he's a CPA CGA and practicing accountant for the last 15 years. He has over 30 years of international accounting experience. He's also the current Vice President of Indo-Canadian Harmony Forum and past President of Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce. DP Jain, thank you so much for coming to our studios once again.
Thank you as well for again inviting me.
Well, it's an absolute pleasure to have you every time with us to talk about tax season.
It's my pleasure as well.
So, again, of course, we're talking about taxes, everything related to the tax season. Last week, we covered about the CRA audit triggers, and a couple of points that we discussed under that was self-employment, rent payment, and the discrepancy in the T-slips.
Yes.
So, what are we going to be discussing today? What are the other audit triggers that we can talk about?
Well, Nivedna, last time we had discussed certain areas where a return can be reassessed or can be picked up for CRA's examination, and we had talked there could be two kind of audit assessments or the audit adjustments. One is a pre-assessment and the second one is post-assessment. So basically we were talking on the post-assessment pointers, where once a return is assessed, then CRA sends out a letter to a taxpayer and asking certain additional information, or CRA reassess them based on certain findings CRA has in their system, these are, and which are not matching with the returns filed. Well, there is a long list of those areas which could be potentially leading one's return for the reassessment. So, well, and as I told earlier, जो भी areas we were discussed, these are gathered based on our experience and what we normally see. जब एक रिटर्न फाइल कर देते हैं, then obviously my clients and all the taxpayers once upon a time they might have received a certain sort of notice from the CRA asking additional information. So partially we covered last time, partially we are covering this time, but I want to tell one kind of a disclaimer to all the viewers कि जो भी हम यहाँ डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं वो इट्स फॉर जनरल नेचर.
हाँ, तो केस टू केस वेरी होगा.
एग्जैक्टली, केस टू केस वेरी होगा. सर्टेन things could apply on one taxpayer, may not be good for the other taxpayer as well. So जैसे भी आपने बोला कि being self-employed, this is one area I believe we had covered last time, but again I just want to touch base because I don't remember we had covered it. So generally जो employed persons होते हैं when they file tax return, generally उनके पास क्या T4 होती है, या फिर समटाइम इंटरेस्ट की T3 या T5 होती हैं, या कोई डिविडेंड है उसकी T5 है. सो बेसिकली दे हैव majority of the documents which are supported by some sort of paper that is called T returns or T slips. तो उनमें discrepancy के chances कम होते हैं, but having said that वहाँ भी discrepancy हो सकती है. Discrepancy क्या होती है कि maybe we did not receive a T slip, whereas a copy is gone to CRA. So जब CRA matching करती है, computer matching होती है, then that flags out. So that could be one area where CRA sends out a letter saying you missed these T documents, your income reported were less than what we have in our system. Sometimes even we have a T4 or T5 or T3, whatever it is, but when someone is preparing tax return, there could be typo errors. And this is a human error. So वो कहीं भी किसी से भी हो सकती है. But when we compare an employed person with a self-employed person, obviously self-employed taxpayers are more prone for CRA's examination. Because as a self-employed person, what happens, we call them a business person. So now there is no T document. There is no document which goes to CRA letting CRA know कि how much a taxpayer had earned. Basically, this depends on the individual taxpayer's honesty. तो law wants that every taxpayer वो अपनी जो भी इनकम उन्होंने during the year में receive की है, जिस भी source से receive की है, they genuinely and correctly report that. And at the same time, they are allowed to claim expenses. Expenses में thumb rule है कि any expense that helps a taxpayer to earn the business income, that is direct correlation for earning the income, वो expense claim हो सकता है. Now this list can be unlimited. And at the same time एक expense जो एक particular business person के लिए eligible है, tax deductible expense है, may not be working the same way for a different business person. So by default generally जो self-employed taxpayers हैं, they are more prone for the reassessment. Because sometimes CRA when looks up their tax return and looked at the expense they had claimed, CRA want to verify certain expenses.
Right.
It could be your rental expense, it could be your automobile expense, it could be your even your purchases. सो सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड में एक चीज़ और होती है जनरली जिसको हम कहते हैं कि डिक्लेयरिंग लॉसेज बिकॉज कि इन द बिजनेस दो इंटेंट ऑफ डूइंग ए बिजनेस इज टू मेक प्रॉफिट बिकॉज प्रॉफिट इज बेसिकली द इनकम और उसी इनकम से वी लिव उसी से हमारे सारे खर्चे निकल रहे हैं वी आर रेजिंग वर्क किड्स पेइंग द मोर्गेज एंड मीटिंग आउट ऑल द एक्सपेंस बट एट द सेम टाइम सम बिजनेस में लॉस भी हो सकता है तो बेसिकली बिजनेस by nature business is a kind of enterprise kind of venture where there are equal chances of making profit and earning losses. लेकिन sometime by nature tax पे समझता है कि मैं बिजनेस कर रहा हूँ मैं लॉस दिखाता रहूँगा एंड CRA won't pick me up. दिस इज नॉट ट्रू. लेकिन मार्केट में ऐसे मिथ है बहुत से टैक्स पर हमारे पास भी आते हैं कहते हैं 2-3-4 साल लॉस दिखाएंगे CRA नेवर आस्क्स बट दिस इज नॉट ट्रू. तो यदि सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड लोग अपने बिजनेस में कंटिन्यू लॉस दिखा रहे हैं ईयर आफ्टर ईयर 2-3-4 साल तक दे आर हाईली रिस्की टैक्स पेयर फॉर द पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू CRA's पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू एंड देर आर मच है चांसेस कि CRA वुड लाइक टू पिक देम अप and want to verify the expenses they had claimed and at the same time the income they are reporting. कि लॉस के दो रीजन हो सकते हैं. एक तो when we are reporting the gross income or the gross revenue, gross sales, वो हमने अंडर रिपोर्ट की है. So that
there is obviously
that results either a lesser taxable income or a loss. Second time हमने वो income correctly report की but we are bumping the expenses. Expenses bump करना दो तरह से हो सकता है. एक तो we have the personal expenses which we are claiming as the business expenses, whereas those are not the business.
Right.
They did not help any way to earn the business income. Second हो सकता है कि business expenses are not properly supported.
Okay.
So being a self-employed is one area, one criteria where one taxpayer can be subject to further assessment or further readjustment, further inquiry, and showing losses in that particular business year after year. That is one major area.
Okay.
So I want to tell all the viewers. प्लीज मेक श्योर कि आप जो इनकम रिपोर्ट कर रहे हैं वो इनकम प्रॉपरली आपने कैलकुलेट की है. यू डोंट लीव एनी इनकम अनअटेंडेड अनकाउंटेड. एट द सेम टाइम जो भी एक्सपेंस आप क्लेम करते हैं दोज एक्सपेंस आर बिजनेस एक्सपेंस एंड एट द सेम टाइम यू हैव प्रॉपर सपोर्टिंग डॉक्यूमेंट्स. एनी टैक्स पेयर हैज एनी इशू that are not clear, they can contact me, my office anytime.
Yes.
And my numbers and email ID is shown on the screen.
Right.
एक मेजर एरिया है certain industries are cash industries.
Okay.
Cash businesses.
Cash businesses, yes.
Those businesses are again much more likely
to come under the
CRA's radar.
purview. Right.
अब cash business में कोई भी business हो सकता है, but historically there are certain businesses where cash transactions are much higher than the regular check transactions or the credit card payment and all. जैसे कि renovation, construction industry, grocery, restaurant, hair salon, dollar store. होता क्या है कि आप डॉलर स्टोर 5 रुपये की चीज़ बाई की आपने कैश पे कर दिया. आप ग्रॉसरी बाई करने गए $10 ग्रॉसरी यू बाई सम कुकीज और मे बी यू वेंट टू रेस्टोरेंट बॉट ए पिज़्ज़ा और पिज़्ज़ा स्लाइस पे कैश. तो ऐसे में द बिजनेस पर्सन इज मोर टेंट कैश आ गया इसको कहीं रिपोर्टिंग मत करो बिकॉज देर इज नो ट्रेल. सो ऐसे केसेस में भी बहुत ज़्यादा चांसेज हैं कि CRA looks these kind of businesses very seriously and definitely CRA time to time go behind those industries.
So cash businesses is one of the other ones
exactly.
that comes
cash
under
business is very highly likely to be picked up by CRA.
Okay.
So जितने भी आपके viewers हैं जो कि इस टाइप की इंडस्ट्रीज में डील कर रहे हैं जहाँ पर कि कैश ट्रांजेक्शन ज़्यादा होते हैं मेक श्योर कि यू आर मोर बेटर ऑर्गेनाइज्ड. समटाइम क्या होता है कि सेल्स आप कैश में कर रहे हैं आप रिपोर्ट नहीं कर रहे बट आपके एक्सपेंस वो आप क्रेडिट कार्ड चेक से पे कर रहे हैं. तो दैट आल्सो रिजल्ट्स इनटू योर ग्रॉस रेवेन्यू इज लेस योर सेल्स इज लेस योर एक्सपेंस आर हायर दैट अगेन रिजल्ट्स इनटू ए लॉस.
So again, which is one of the reasons why it might come under the CRA's
exactly, yes.
purview.
एक एरिया और है frequent adjustment.
Frequent adjustments.
What is an adjustment?
Right.
Well, a return is filed initially. Later on, because of any reason, the taxpayer himself figures it out कि there were certain errors.
Right. From his side.
From his side, it could be when they file their tax return, because of any reason they did not report correct income. Now they want to correct the income. They want to increase the income. जैसे कि हमने कहा कि T-slips. मे भी बाद में पता लगा एक T4 और थी मेरी मैंने पार्ट टाइम में जॉब किया था आई डिड नॉट रिसीव द T4 इनिशियली.
तो उसको ऐड किया बाद में.
देन यू एडजस्ट योर रिटर्न.
करेक्ट.
यदि इस तरह के फ्रीक्वेंट एडजस्टमेंट ईयर आफ्टर ईयर हो रहे हैं again then you are more likely to be picked up by CRA. Because CRA कहती है what the hell is happening, ये client है, ये tax payer है, हर साल में adjustment फाइल कर रहा है. Even I have seen the cases जहाँ पर कि एक ही साल में टैक्स पे 2-3 बार एडजस्टमेंट कर देता है.
So you say that is a little bit of
Exactly. This is
issue.
more riskier. For the CRA's point of view, because CRA says, well, when you are filing a tax return, at the first point you should be filing a correct tax return. But at the same time there could be adjustments. वो adjustment इसलिए भी हो सकते हैं कि initially we reported lesser income, now we want to report the correct income. There could be other adjustment. Initially हमने कुछ benefits properly claim नहीं किए, कुछ expense जो business expense थे claim नहीं किए. Now we want to claim those expense or those benefits. But again, these are likely कि CRA कहते हैं कि well there are adjustments, so then there are chances, higher chances these kind of taxpayers are more likely subject to further re-examination.
Okay. What are the other points that we're talking about?
Yes, एक major points है जो generally corporate taxpayers के case में applicable है कि when a person starts a business, generally business में they put their own investment. आज यदि मैं कोई business start करता हूँ, maybe the investment $100,000 and I am putting in $100,000 from my own sources.
Right.
There could be loan as well, but initially besides the loan, still we make our own investment, and this investment is shown as a owner's investment in the business. Generally जो self employed है वहाँ पर कोई balance sheet CRA को नहीं जाती है, तो वहाँ पर कोई ऐसा bifurcation नहीं होता है कि मैंने कितना पैसा लगाया, कितना मेरा बिजनेस लोन है, एंड एट द एंड हाउ मच बिजनेस ओज टू मी. बिकॉज कि इन केस ऑफ सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड केवल इनकम स्टेटमेंट और एक्सपेंस स्टेटमेंट की डिटेल्स जाती हैं. बट इन केस ऑफ कॉर्पोरेशन ए बैलेंस शीट आल्सो गो टू CRA वेयर इट शोज हाउ मच आई हैड इन्वेस्टेड इन द बिजनेस. सो जो मैं इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहा हूँ दैट मीन्स द कॉर्पोरेशन दैट इज सेपरेट लीगल टैक्सेबल एंटिटी, कॉर्पोरेशन ओज दैट मनी टू मी. तो होता क्या है कि यदि मैंने इनिशियली $1,00,000 लगाया है तो इट मीन्स दैट मनी इज इन्वेस्टेड इन द बिजनेस इन द कॉर्पोरेशन. द कॉर्पोरेशन ओज दैट मनी टू मी. ओवर ए पीरियड ऑफ टाइम आई विड्रॉ दैट मनी. एग्जैक्टली, एंड दिस इज नॉट टैक्सेबल बिकॉज ये मेरा अपना पैसा था. आई टुक दैट मनी बैक. बट व्हाट लॉ सेज इफ आई विड्रॉ more than what I had invested or what corporate owed to me, then either I return this money back within a year from the close of the year with interest, or otherwise I have to report it as a taxable income in the year I withdrew. Generally क्या होता है कि जितने भी टैक्स पेयर्स हैं, पर्टिकुलरली कॉर्पोरेट टैक्स पे जो शेयर होल्डर्स हैं या ओनर्स हैं, वो पैसा निकालते जाते हैं. एट द एंड जब उनकी टैक्स तैयार होती है पता लगता है यू हैव ओवरड्रॉन, एंड वो ओवरड्रॉन बैलेंस में शो होता है कि शेयर होल्डर्स लोन ओवरड्रॉन. Legally they have to repay it within 12 next calendar year with interest this and that, but generally practically ऐसा नहीं होता है. and year after year balance sheet और shareholder loan figure दिखता रहता है. CRA track them, and यदि इनको लग रहा है यार ये लोन तो पिछले 2-3 साल कंटिन्यू चला आ रहा है, highly likely CRA would send out a letter saying your balance sheet is showing loan overdrawn which you haven't reported as a income, you did not adjust your return making this income as taxable. ऐसे केस में बहुत ज़्यादा चांसेस है कि उन कॉर्पोरेट शेयर होल्डर्स की रिटर्न, इंडिविजुअल टैक्स रिटर्न कैन बी ऑडिटेड.
ओके, सो कॉर्पोरेट टैक्स पेयर्स आर आल्सो अनदर.
एग्जैक्टली, मेक श्योर कि यदि आपके केस में ऐसा है तो जब आपकी बैलेंस शीट तैयार हो रही है, आपकी कंपनी की टैक्स में फाइल हो रही है, आप अपने अकाउंटेंट से बात करें, और यदि ऐसा कोई फिगर है जो ओवरड्रॉन है एंड इफ दैट कैन बी रीपेड इन द नेक्स्ट ईयर, रीपे इट. अदरवाइज को प्रॉपर ट्रीटमेंट करें. यू कैन डिक्लेयर ए डिविडेंड काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स, इट कैन बी एडजस्टेड अगेंस्ट योर सैलरी और समथिंग एल्स, और इफ नॉट पॉसिबल देन इट्स एडवाइजेबल कि आप अपनी उस साल की रिटर्न को एडजस्ट करें योर सेल्फ जिसमें कि आपने पैसा विड्रॉ किया, एंड डिक्लेयर एज ए टैक्सेबल इनकम. अदरवाइज CRA will catch you. It may be a matter of time, maybe 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years.
But you will definitely
exactly.
come
Then
under the
not
radar.
only you will be paying taxes, you will also be paying interest and penalties on that amount.
Right.
There are few other areas जिसमें कि we can talk about past audits. पास्ट ऑडिट्स में क्या होता है कि यदि किसी टैक्स पेयर की किसी साल में ऑडिट हुई है एंड रिजल्ट ऑफ ऑडिट वाज हाई टैक्सेबल इनकम दैट वाज सब्जेक्ट टू टैक्स, इंटरेस्ट एंड पेनल्टीज, नाउ इट्स अ काइंड ऑफ रेड फ्लैग. सो ऑब्वियसली CRA look at the next year, maybe the next year.
So they're keeping a track of it.
They're keeping a track that you are not indulging these kind of activities where exactly. So any past audit sometimes that can also lead to a re-examination of a tax.
So once it's over, it's actually not over. You never know.
You never know. Well, वैसे तो 1 साल का जो आपकी ऑडिट हो गई है तो दैट्स पर्टिकुलर ईयर इज क्लोज, बट अगेन इट्स अ काइंड ऑफ फ्लैग. बिकॉज ये आप इसको ऐसा ही मानिए कि यदि एक आदमी क्रिमिनल एक्टिविटी में इंडल्ज है तो इवन दो वंस he was subject to court proceedings, whether he was acquitted or he was left. But again, in the society's eyes, well, you are tend to be exactly yes.
Correct. Okay. So that is past audits would be another pointer.
Exactly.
What are the other points you can tell us?
One more important point is again that is more applicable on related corporations. But sometimes क्या होता है कि we are a corporate, we own the corporation at the same time we are employee, we have a self-employed business as well. So I am mixing these two little together.
Okay.
कि यदि समटाइम क्या होता है कि आई ओन ए कॉर्पोरेशन, मेरी कॉर्पोरेशन की ऑडिट आ रही है, दिस कॉर्पोरेशन ऑडिट बिकॉज ऑफ द इंफॉर्मेशन अवेलेबल टू CRA कैन लीड टू माई पर्सनल ऑडिट्स.
Okay.
Could be possible CRA doing my corporate HST audit, but this HST audit can lead to even my personal audit. Sometimes we call it net worth audit. Because CRA figure it out, I had reported lower sales, or I had reported low income, whereas my income was much higher.
Okay.
Now यदि मेरी income corporate ज़्यादा थी तो where that difference went off, that income I drew cash.
Okay.
So these kind of corporate audit जो related corporations होती हैं, sometimes one taxpayer owns multiple corporations, those are independent corporations. What audit to one corporation can lead to audit for other corporations. GST audit can lead to the payroll audit and the corporate tax audit.
Okay.
Corporate tax audit can lead to the personal tax audits.
So it's all interlinked basically.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because if I am a shareholder, यदि मेरे corporation कोई गलत किया है तो that can come back on me as a
Correct.
owner. So ऐसा frequently we see that in real life कि even sometime मेरी personal audit होती है, that can lead to the corporation, but from personal to corporation chances कम है, but corporation to personal audit के chances बहुत ज़्यादा होते हैं.
Okay.
So make sure कि आप अपनी जब corporate tax file कर रहे हैं, that sound, that is foolproof. You have done all the due diligence, and don't hide and conceal any fact which you know and your accountant doesn't know. Speak with them, be open with them so that they can figure it out the best possible solutions.
You can also reach DP Jain at
dpjain@dpjaincpa.com or CRA number 1 at belnow.ca. My office number is 905-790-9327. आजकल एक बहुत बड़ा एरिया है जहाँ पर कि काफ़ी ऑडिट्स आ रही हैं, दैट इज़ रियल एस्टेट फ्लिपिंग.
Okay.
What happens कि you know the real estate is booming like anything.
Yes.
तो all the taxpayer they want to make money, including myself definitely. तो लोग क्या करते हैं, न्यू जो प्री कंस्ट्रक्शन बिल्डिंग होती है, न्यू बिल्डिंग, वेदर इट कुड बी टाउन हाउस, इट कुड बी कंडोमिनियम, इट कुड बी डिटैच्ड होम, सेम डिटैच्ड,
Any sort of property.
आप उन्हें बुक करा देते हैं.
Okay.
Now you book in say 2020,
Right.
maybe you are expecting the closing will be due in 2014 or sorry 2024. 4 साल में आज maybe today you are paying say $50,000 as down payment, property worth say $600,000 as in today, maybe after 2 years before I close and property is ready to close, it's appreciated by $100,000. तो क्या होता है कि before you close the property, आप property किसी और को assignment पर sale कर देते हैं.
Right.
टेक्निकली मैंने 50,000 लगाया था, 2 साल बाद मैंने 1 लाख का उस पर एक्स्ट्रा प्रीमियम ले लिया. दैट वाज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द टुडेज कॉस्ट एंड द मार्केट वैल्यू. और वो 1000 मैंने 100,000 एक्स्ट्रा जेब में रख लिया. दैट $100,000 इज माई इनकम, दैट इज टैक्सेबल इनकम.
That is taxable.
टैक्स पर क्या समझता है कि देयर इज नो टी डॉक्यूमेंट, देयर इज नो हाउ वुड CRA कम टू नो. आई नेवर ओन दिस प्रॉपर्टी, मैंने बुक कराई, बिफोर क्लोजिंग मैंने सेल कर दिया, बट दैट्स नॉट द केस.
Okay.
CRA keeps proper tracking, and if you don't report this kind of income, highly likely at any point of time, maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the road,
They will eventually catch up.
the CRA would eventually come to know. They will go behind the taxpayer, and at that point of time, they will tax that additional income.
And also put a fine for.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, and CRA has sent notices to more than $5,000 property owners, and has sent issue notices to different builders, asking them पिछले 5-6 साल का डेटा मांग रहे हैं, किसने कंडो ने बुक कराया, किसने क्लोज किया, किसने फ्लिप किया. So CRA keeps on collecting data from different sources, and when we could be a party to that data collection and we are paying the cost, we never know.
Yeah.
So whether you want to declare or not, but be open, speak with your accountant, because your accountant, your tax preparer is a professional, he knows.
Yeah,
So
he will
can
know what
advise
to.
you.
Right.
And then you can make an informed decision.
But like you have pointed out correctly that at some point, because CRA is also asking for that data, nobody can escape.
Exactly. Recently, CRA has written to Home Depot in Rona, asking them the information for last 3-4 years. क्योंकि जनरली क्या होता है, जितने भी रिनोवेशन के कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स हैं जो बेसमेंट बनाते हैं या ड्राइवे बनाते हैं, वो बाई करते हैं, मटेरियल तो बाई करने के 3-4 सोर्स ही हैं, मेजर सोर्सेज, और वो कैश में काम करते हैं और ओनर कैश में पे कर देता है, दे डोंट रिपोर्ट. CRA गैदरिंग दोज डेटा so that CRA would then reach out to all those buyers saying you have bought that kind of inventory from so and so store.
Why have you not?
If your gross sales is not matching with that kind of purchase, then where that purchase was used? So definitely यदि आपने purchase किया है, purchase eventually अभी sales में turn हुई होगी, sales में turn की होगी, तो आपने income show की होगी. So those data are not matching. So these kind of contractors
are also under
again they are under CRA radar. It's a matter of time कि किसको CRA कब अप्रोच करती है.
And
that we
when?
don't
If
know.
not this year,
Exactly,
then
yes.
you never know when. Okay. What is the other point that we're talking about today?
एक अदर पॉइंट और है जो बड़ा इम्पोर्टेंट है, वो है लाइफ स्टाइल इनकन्सिस्टेंसीज. लाइफ स्टाइल इनकन्सिस्टेंसीज मीन माई लाइफ स्टाइल और माई लिविंग स्टैंडर्ड इन नॉट मैचिंग विद द इनकम आई हैव बीन रिपोर्टिंग ईयर आफ्टर ईयर.
Okay.
जैसे कि देर आर सर्टेन इंडस्ट्री में कैश इंडस्ट्रीज हैं, या बहुत सी इंडस्ट्री है जहाँ पर कि वी आर नॉट, और इवन द एज ए सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड एज ए वी आर नॉट रिपोर्टिंग करेक्ट इनकम. सपोज इफ आई एम ए ट्रक ड्राइवर, आई एम मेकिंग $80,000, but I am reporting only $15,000 as the income, rest 65 I am claiming as an expense.
Okay.
Those are not business expense. But my living standard is much higher. I own $1 million home. I am driving a Mercedes. My kids are going to universities or they are studying in private schools.
How is that possible?
How is that possible? How can I afford a mortgage of $500,000 or $600,000 if I am making only $15,000, $20,000 income? So my reported income in my lifestyle is not matching. And again, as a taxpayer, we think, how would CRA know? But again, we use a word called data mining.
Data mining.
Data mining is a very, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Okay.
All the big corporate, they use data mining. जैसे कि data mining का छोटा एग्जांपल दूँ, if we go to Costco, तो Costco में हम क्या बाई कर रहे हैं, Costco है all the data.
Correct.
हमारी एथनिसिटी क्या है, हमारी बाइंग हैबिट्स क्या है, वेदर वी स्पेंड बाई क्रेडिट कार्ड, डेबिट कार्ड, कैश, व्हाट वी बाई, एंड ये पूरा डेटा हर कॉर्पोरेट के पास है. उस डेटा को इवन व्हेन दे एडवर्टाइज, वो फ्लैयर्स भेजते हैं तो पर्टिकुलर लोकेशन के साथ फ्लैयर भेजते हैं. आप देखेंगे जो फ्लैयर ब्रैम्पटन होगा, देयर कुड बी डिफरेंट फ्लैयर मिसिसागा, डिफरेंट फ्लैयर इन डाउनटाउन, बिकॉज कि वो उस फ्लैयर को भेजेंगे उस कम्युनिटी में जहाँ पर कि उसका मार्केट है. वेयर दे कम टू अंडरस्टैंडिंग, कम टू दैट कंक्लूजन कि मैं किस एरिया में क्या फ्लैयर भेजूँ, किस प्रोडक्ट को प्रमोट करूँ. Data mining. Same way CRA use that data mining. They are collecting this data from different sources. Even we do not know.
Right. From where?
From where they are collecting.
Okay.
So these are again major areas. इसके अलावा indulging in criminal activity, indulging in some fishy activities and all, these are other areas. There could be some other areas as well. But जो हमने पिछले एपिसोड में, इस एपिसोड में जो कुछ पॉइंट्स ऑलमोस्ट 15-20 हमने एरियाज जो कवर किए हैं, these are major areas where I suggest all the viewers, please stay away, speak with your accountant. They are the best person to guide you, and try to report the correct income. Initially it looks very good, we are saving some taxes, we are getting a higher refund or paying a lower tax, but it can be very costly affair. You never know what day, which year, when you are caught. Right. And if you are caught, CRA can go back, generally CRA can go to 3 years, but still CRA can go back more than 3 years. There are certain
so there
areas,
is no
certain
rule
rules.
that it has to
Exactly,
be only
yes.
3 years. Okay.
So if any viewer has any question, they can always approach me.
Yes.
My email is dpjain@tpjaincpa.com. My phone number is 905-790-9327. I am always there. They can send an email, contact my office, we'll guide them.
You can also contact DP Jain on CRA1belnet.ca. So if you have any queries, but before we get into that, thank you so much for definitely clearing out so many topics for us. But at the same time, like how we pointed out in the beginning, this is general and it's definitely changes per the like according to the client, which industry you're in. So this is an
जैसे कि मैं
overview.
छोटा सा एक एग्जांपल दूंगा, जनरली हम बात कर रहे हैं. When we were talking about the new immigrant taxes, I told कि a new immigrant, a PR, when they comes to Canada, it is assumed they have set up significant ties and they can file their tax return. But at the same time, बहुत बार क्या होता है, a new immigrant आता है, 2-3 वीक रुकता है, SIN नंबर लेता है, PR लेता है, then they go back. In that case, they are not establishing significant ties. So they are not supposed to file their tax return.
So again,
Because exactly. So again, these are general information, but how we interpret whether that particular information is really applicable in a specific situation that is subject to interpretation by the by a professional.
And thank you so much for joining us in the
It's always a
studios.
pleasure
Thank
coming
you.
with you and
All
letting
our
your viewers
viewers,
know about
yes,
the taxes.
yes.
And as you asked, maybe in next episode we will cover student taxes, because a lot of students are coming.
Yes.
So what are their benefits? Whether they are
eligible,
supposed to file a tax return in
Yes.
the year they come. What kind, whether their tuition fees is tax deductible,
Yes.
whether they can claim certain benefits or not. We'll cover that area.
all
next
of
time.
that. Okay, thank you so much, DP Jain, once again for joining us in the
It's
studios.
pleasure.
Well, like we of course discussed with DP Jain, he has of course spoken to us about the CRA audit triggers. Now we have covered various aspects of it in our previous episode. If you haven't watched that, please do. And like DP Jain rightly pointed out, we will also be discussing something extremely important next week. So do tune in next week. But if you have doubts, even after watching the episode, you can definitely reach out to DP Jain at cra1belnet.ca. Until next time, this is Nivedna Prabhu signing off. Continue watching VNN Canada.